Hey everybody, it's Blast338 and Mr. Faust coming at you live with Phasmophobia and Talking D&D. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Faust.
Oh, no problem at all. Always glad to be back.
So, tonight is going to be a lot of fun. This kind of encompasses a lot of what we've been talking about over the course of the last couple of weeks, and that is D&D 5e Feats. And no, I'm not talking about those things at the end of your legs with the wiggly things. These are conditions, or these are not conditions, these are abilities that you can give your character in place of a ability score increase. And there are some really powerful feats. Mr. Faust is going to be going over a lot of the ones in Tasha's. I'm going to be going out of just a regular PHB or the player's handbook. And yeah, we're going to talk about as many as we possibly can. Obviously, we're going till 8:30, so it's going to be an hour and a half. I apologize for being late. Just on call is a nightmare. However, so feats. I want to ask, why would I take a feat over an ability score increase? However, I think that's kind of a frivolous question. What do you think?
I think you're probably right. Feats and ability score improvements are completely separate entities giving you completely different things. However, there are a lot of feats you can take that will still increase your ability stats.
Yeah, there's a bunch that, increase your charisma or your wisdom or your intelligence.
Or even your constitution.
Yep, some are constitution, some are strength. I don't really know off the top of my head if any for dexterity. But then again, that's what this whole thing is about, is we're learning. Hopefully, you're picking up on some stuff and learning and can mold your character around some of the knowledge that we are passing on to you guys. So, alrighty. I guess there's really no, it's kind of weird not doing the different classes. So why don't you go ahead and just start us off? You're doing the feats out of Tasha's, and there's some really good feats in Tasha's too.
Tasha's feats are unique in that they kind of give you abilities from different classes in a lot of different ways. So you can better shape the character that you have. Like, let's say you have a character that dabbled in being an artificer, but you don't want to take a level in it. Well, that's the first feat that we have here. It's called Artificer Initiate. You learn one cantrip of your choice from the Artificer spell list, and you learn one first-level spell of your choice from that list. Intelligence is your spellcasting ability for these spells. You can cast this feat's first-level spell without a spell slot, and you must finish a long rest before you can cast it in this way again. You can also cast the spell using any spell slots you have. You gain proficiency with one type of artisan's tools of your choice, and you can use that type of tool as a spellcasting focus for any spell you cast that uses intelligence as its spellcasting ability.
Oh. Okay.
So obviously, just at a glance, what they gain, this would mold very well with a wizard.
Okay.
Just because it does use intelligence as your spellcasting ability. Wizards have a decent number of spell slots that you could use this spell with, and artificers do get unique spells to them that a wizard might be interested in.
All right. Yeah. So you're basically you're almost like taking a level in Artificer. You're getting a free spell. You're getting a free spell slot, and that's you said first level, correct?
Yes.
So not bad. There's a lot of really good first level spells.
Now, a good time to take this feat, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
would be either at 4th level, or if you're a variant human.
Okay.
The lower the level you take this, I feel like the more effective it can be, because when you're first level, gaining an extra first level spell slot
Is huge.
is huge. Absolutely huge.
And variant human's nice because you get that feat right at first level.
Exactly. So you're starting off with an extra first level spell of your choice.
Yeah, not bad.
No, not if taken efficiently.
And humans already get an additional skill and an extra language as well, if I remember correctly.
They do. I know a lot of people are reluctant to play the human because it's a fantasy setting. There's the argument, why would you play a human if you're human in real life? But they do make the human race appealing in 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. So moving right along. This next one I just love, and I love it because we've had players in our party that love to cook.
Mm-hmm.
But there are really no benefits gained from that. So this feat is called Chef.
Oh, yeah.
You remember this one?
I vaguely remember it. It is definitely right up. Yeah, we've had a few characters. Gulap, Hudson's, or whatchamacallit, Little Pooper's, yeah, Barbarian. I had a character that liked to cook. He was a cannibal barbarian. Nobody else liked him when he cooked, but he liked it.
Yeah, so I mean, we've had a lot of characters through the years that enjoy doing this particular activity, which I think is great for roleplay. But if you're going to do it, this adds a lot of benefit to doing it.
Yes.
So time spent mastering the culinary arts has paid off, granting you the following benefits.
Hey, Adam, how's it going? Sorry, had somebody in chat saying hello.
Oh, awesome. How's it going? All right, so moving on. You increase your Constitution or Wisdom score by 1 to a maximum of 20. You gain proficiency with cook's utensils if you don't already have it.
Okay.
As part of a short rest, you can cook special food, provided you have ingredients and cook's utensils on hand. You can prepare enough of this food for a number of creatures equal to 4 plus your proficiency bonus. At the end of the short rest, any creature who eats the food and spends 1 or more hit dice to regain hit points regains an extra 1d8 hit points. With 1 hour of work, or when you finish a long rest, you can cook a number of treats equal to your proficiency bonus. These special treats last 8 hours after being made. A creature can use a bonus action to eat one of those treats to gain temporary hit points equal to your proficiency bonus.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
That's an additional D8 of healing.
Every short rest, that's correct.
Wow. Now, is there any type? I mean, obviously you have to have food to cook. But other than that, like, is there any other... I don't know what really... I guess material components, but... Does it give a time frame? Like, how many can you make?
How many... Wait, treats can you make, or how many meals can you make?
How many treats or how many meals can you make? In like...
Per short rest?
Yeah.
4... Well, you can do 1 meal per short rest. But you can feed 4 plus your proficiency modifier people.
Oh. 4 plus your proficiency modifier.
Yes.
So at level, what is that? 17. You get it to a +6. 6, 7, 8. That's 10 people you could feed off of 1 meal.
Exactly.
And they each get an additional D8 worth of healing during a short rest. And I mean, I would assume that you still get the benefits of a short rest even though you're cooking.
Yes. It doesn't specify otherwise.
I mean, that's... You take a bard that now likes to cook. Play a Song of Rest.
With their Song of Rest ability, yep.
Song of Rest, and then... Yeah, the cooking, like, you're getting additional D12 plus a D8. That's a lot of health. And for very little... for very little invested.
At a glance, just seeing the title chef, I feel like most people are going to glance over this particular feat. But I think it's absolutely outstanding.
I mean, if you want to play a true healer, that's a great way to do it.
Oh, it is. So, in Natasha's book, there are 3 feats that embody the most common weapon types. There's a feat for bludgeoning damage, a feat for slashing damage, and a feat for piercing damage. Which I think is kind of cool because it gives non-fighters more options.
Mm-hmm.
Especially non-battle master fighters with their maneuvers and their ability to control the battlefield. These give similar abilities, but I'll start with the first one. It's called Crusher.
Okay.
You are practiced in the art of crushing your enemies, granting you the following benefits. Increase your strength or constitution by 1 to a maximum of 20. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with an attack that deals bludgeoning damage, you can move it 5 feet to an unoccupied space, provided the target is no more than 1 size larger than you. So you can do this to large-sized creatures as well.
Okay.
When you score a critical hit that deals bludgeoning damage to a creature, attack rolls against that creature are made with advantage until the start of your next turn. Not that bad.
No, not at all.
It allows you to move a creature 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Critical hits grant advantage. And the strength or constitution increase is just great all around. I mean, you can't argue with that.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So a little bit later on, we'll get to the slasher and the piercer. But for now, we're going to be doing Eldritch Adept.
Well, hold on a second here.
Mm-hmm.
So once per turn, when you hit a creature with an attack that deals bludgeoning damage, You can move it. Oh, you can move. Oh, you can move it. So you're pushing it 5 feet.
You're pushing it. You're moving it left. You're moving it right.
That's basically
You're
giving you
moving
a.
it
But that's
whatever
basically
direction you
giving
want.
you a free.
Attack.
Well, no, not so much a free attack. A free disengage. You're outside the reach.
Oh yeah, every time.
So yeah, you can. Oh man.
The extra attack thing just hit you.
No. The extra attack is nice.
Well, what were you thinking?
Well, that's just pushing it 5 feet. That's. I'm picturing like you're hitting it with your warhammer, and it's pushing the creature back like 5 feet. I'm thinking you have. There's a lot of different, like Minotaur, for instance. They have their gore attack. You can, as long as you can move 10 feet, you can attempt a grapple. Or you do extra damage. I'm sorry. You deal it extra. I think it's like 1d6. I forget exactly what it is. Don't hold me to it. But you have to be able to move like 10 feet. Well, I hit this creature with an attack. I'm now pushing it back 5 feet. There's no save to that either.
No.
It doesn't say roll a strength save or a con save. It just says you pretty much automatically push that creature back 5 feet as long as you hit. I can now I now can move back 5 feet. So now I'm 15 feet away from this creature. I can get my running start for my next attack.
Very good point.
And if that creature
Wow.
decides, well, here's the other thing too: is usually when you're playing in a party, you're gonna have at least we do, have multiple frontline fighters. So you're gonna have your fighter, you're gonna have another barbarian, you're gonna have, somebody on that front line that you're either pushing them towards, so they can't move out of their square, out of their 5-foot area, or they're going to provoke an attack of opportunity from whoever they just ran away from to get you.
Right.
Now on every turn I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
Providing that I hit them with a bludgeoning attack.
That is correct.
I think we just broke the feat.
I think you just broke the feat, and I'm not surprised at all.
All right, Eldritch Adept. Tell us about that.
So the prerequisite is spellcasting or the pact magic feature from the warlock class.
Okay, so anybody who's a spellcaster, so technically rangers, everybody but a barbarian, unless you're a what's that fighter? Eldritch Knight.
Spellcasting,
Okay.
They could take this.
Now, what if you took Magic Adept? Or
You have spellcasting. Magic Adept is actually the first thing I thought about because it gives you
spellcasting.
free spellcasting.
All right, well, let's find out what this does before we break it.
All right, so studying occult lore, you have unlocked Eldritch power within yourself. You learn one Eldritch invocation option of your choice from the Warlock class list. If the invocation has a prerequisite of any kind, you can choose that invocation only if you're a Warlock who meets the prerequisite. Whenever you gain a level, you can replace the invocation with another one from the Warlock class.
Okay, so you can take an invocation as long as you meet the requirements. So that's pretty much going to be level that's going to be obviously not subclass. But still, there's a lot of good evocations for warlocks that anybody can take. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll take that.
Well, and with Magical Adept, you can take Eldritch Blast.
Oh, yeah.
With Eldritch Adept,
man.
you can take Agonizing Blast, Repulsing Blast.
Wow. That's okay. Yeah, definitely
That's pretty good.
A good combo there.
Mm-hmm. And again, if you're variant human, you can be doing this by 4th level.
First level, technically. Well, yeah, you could take first level, take your Magic Adept.
Yep.
And then second level or 4th level, you get your ability score increase. You can take this as your feat and just gain the additional 5 points on your, hopefully 5 points on your Eldritch Blast.
Yep.
That's kind of cray-cray.
Pretty cool,
personally,
though.
I've always liked, Repelling Blast or Grasp of Hadar. Moving things back and forth has always been very fun for me.
That makes sense.
It's come in handy quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. It has indeed.
So yeah, being able to push or pull a bad guy 5 feet can be a pretty big thing.
Oh, it can be huge.
All right. So yeah, there's a lot of good. Let's see here. Could you take this as a? I guess you could take this as a warlock and get another evocation.
Wow, that would mean, because warlocks don't get invocations until 2nd level. But as a 1st level variant human, you could take this to gain Agonizing Blast and have it at 1st level. Meaning you're doing minimum, let's say you have an 18 in Charisma because you're a warlock.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing minimum 5 points of damage with every Eldritch Blast. At 1st level, that's not bad. And that's if you roll the lowest.
Right. Are you here? Are you friendly? Are you here? Are you friendly?
2nd level, gain Repelling Blast.
Where are you? Are you here? Are you friendly?
A young individual.
I'm sorry, what was that? At what level? Or I'm sorry.
I said, and then at 2nd level, you could take Repelling Blast.
Oh, yeah.
So you'd have Agonizing Blast and Repelling Blast right in a row.
There you go.
Setting yourself up just a little bit early with this ability could be huge for a warlock.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's that's to gain Well, I mean, the more invocations you have as a warlock, I mean, the crazier it gets, honestly.
True. Because their invocations are what gives them their power. With invocations, you can duplicate spells, you gain special abilities. It's how you build your warlock.
Oh, yeah.
Because the spellcasting isn't the fundamental focus of being a warlock.
No. No. What is that one invocation? I think it requires level 7, so you can actually do this at level 8 and get what is it? Is it here? Is it in the PHB?
I don't know.
Let me take a look here. I think it's Eldritch Smite.
Oh.
Like, you deal, basically you sacrifice, I want to say, a 5th level spell or a 4th level spell, and you deal like an additional like 4 or 5 d8, and it's like 1 d8 for each level above.
Right. Right, very similar to a paladin, but like a dark paladin.
Right. Oh, that's in Xanthar's. Okay. Just looking it up on the wiki. Let's see here. Eldritch Smite. There we go. Oh, that's a 5th level Pack of the... Oh, you have to be Pack of the Blade. But even still, if you are a Pack of the Blade, if you haven't taken it, which I don't know why you wouldn't. Although, to be honest with you, it is very difficult to pick out exactly what you want for feats, because there are so many that are so good. And I know I always have a hard time trying to figure out what I'm going to take. It's just... Warlocks can be very hard to play. And it's just basically because of building... You're basically building everything around your feats. Or not your feats, you're building everything around...
your implications.
Right. So... And there's so many good ones. There really is. We should have honestly dedicated another video just for evocations.
We really should have, because they're so cool, and there are so many out there. Hey, Blast.
Yes.
May I disappear for a moment?
Yeah, no worries. I'll go over some of the feats in the PHB then.
Awesome. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Let me head out to the truck here just to get to somewhere safe. We don't need the ghost hunting while I am talking to you guys. So yeah, we got a wraith. How crazy is that? As soon as we saw the dots and didn't go through the salt, I was like, oh, wait a second. Yeah, we're definitely getting spirit box. Alright, so I'm going over some of the feats in the player's handbook. There's still a lot of really good feats in here. And feats are very, very important to some character builds. There's one feat that I like, and it's the first one I'm going to start off with, and that's Alert. And this is a page 165 in the player's handbook. So Alert. Always on the lookout for danger. You gain the following benefits. You gain a +5 to initiative. That is huge. That is absolutely huge. Right now, I'm playing a Warforged wizard who has the Alert feat. I am always going first in combat. Now, we do our initiative rolls a little differently. We give ourselves proficiency in initiative. So we're adding not only our dex modifier, but we're also adding our proficiency modifier. So I think we're level 8 right now, or 9, actually, level 9. So our proficiency modifier just went up to 4. So I have a pretty high dex. So 4 and 4 is 8, plus 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You know, it's not hard to roll over 30 when you have the alert feat, even without you're adding your proficiency modifier. Say you max out your dex at 5, you know, that's still a plus 10 to your initiative, which is absolutely crazy. You know, you roll a 10, you now have a 20 for initiative. You roll a 20, it's a 30. You roll a 1, it's still 11. There is no critical fail on initiative. So
nope, it's a skill check.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I was just telling him, like, my wizard is always going first in combat. It is so rare for him to actually go second. Unless I roll like a 2. But even then, it's like, I'm still rolling pretty high. One of the other things is you can't be surprised while you're conscious. There's no surprise round. Other creatures don't gain advantage on attack rolls against you as a result of being unseen by you. Okay. Invisible creatures do not get advantage. If you read it as written, now obviously if it's an invisible character, I can see the argument both ways. However, an invisible character is not a completely undetectable character. There's still going to be footprints. There's still going to be smells. There's still going to be sound. You know, you're still going to be able to hear somebody breathing. You're still going to be able to look at the ground and see footsteps. So I can definitely see the argument either way. You guys play your game the way you want to.
There you go.
Another really good feat, and these are just the first two in the player's handbook here, is athlete. You have undergone extensive physical training to gain the following benefits. Increase your strength or dexterity score by 1 to a maximum of 20. Alright, so get an ability score increase, so you're not losing too much. I mean, 1 is enough to bump you into another plus if your strength or your dexterity score is a odd number. Did we ever? I guess I don't know if we ever talked about that or not. So as your stats for your abilities, for every 2 points above 10. So your average stat is a 10.
And that's your baseline everyday average human.
Right. Well, everyday average adventurer.
Yeah.
Humans actually have slightly lower stats in some areas. But even then, there's been books out about that, and based on their jobs, and it gets a little extensive if you really want to get into it, which is not a bad thing. But anyways, so your average score is a 10. If you have a 12, you have a plus 1. A 14 is a plus 2. 16 plus 3. 18 plus 4. And a 15 or 20 is a plus 5. So by taking your dexterity score from, let's say, a 13 to a 14, that's pretty good. I mean, you're getting another plus 1. I know 1 doesn't sound like a lot, but there's a lot of times, and if you play this game enough, 1 makes all the difference. So don't ever count that out. The other thing you're getting with the athlete is when you are prone, standing up only takes 5 feet of movement. Normally it's half your movement speed. So if your regular movement's 30 feet, you're only going to be able to move 15 feet after coming up from a prone position. This way it only takes 5 feet. You can still move 25. Again, it's situational, but it's not a bad thing. Climbing doesn't cost you extra movement. So climbing is normally considered difficult terrain, so it costs you twice the movement to move half the distance. So if your normal speed's 30, you're now reduced to 15. You make running long jumps or running high jumps after moving only 5 feet on foot rather than 10 feet.
Standing long jumps, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really use the jump.
No, we don't.
You
but
know, I guess if you're really playing by the book, that is absolutely amazing, I guess. But I don't know anybody who uses the jump, mechanism there. The next one here is pretty nice. I like this one for flavor. And this is really good for your trick. I can see a trickster rogue taking this. I could see even a warlock using this. And the next feat is actor. So, skilled at mimicry and dramatics, you gain the following benefits. Increase your charisma score by 1 to a maximum of 20. Okay, so again, you're getting that ability score increase. And charisma is going to be the skill that you use for acting, deception, that type of thing. You have an advantage on charisma, deception, and performance checks while trying to pass yourself off as a different person. You can mimic the speech of another person or the sound made by another creature. You must have heard the person speaking or heard the creature make the sound for at least 1 minute. A successful wisdom insight check, contested by your charisma deception check, allows the listener to determine that the effect is faked. So they're making an insight check, you're doing a deception check. And if they fail, they think they hear that person's voice or that animal sound. So birds chirping, crickets chirping. I kind of picture in my head, the group is sneaking around and they got to get past a guard, and the guy's off in the corner going, cuckoo, cuckoo.
We do the exact same thing just now.
Caw.
Yep.
But I love this, and the reason I said rogue is because the whole deception checks, you're disguising yourself as another person. One of the invocations you can get as a warlock is you're able to cast disguise self at will. There's no material components, there's no spell slots, you're just poof, another person. And this would go really well. And even a bard in some cases here, because you're getting advantage on performance checks. But I guess that's while you're pretending to be another person. But again, you have your halfling bard trying to pretend he's the captain of the guard in a camp of orcs.
But it could happen.
You're still getting advantage on that roll.
Uh-huh.
All right. Let me just go through this page here, and then we can get back to Tasha's. So we have Charger as the next one. When you use your action to dash, you can use a bonus action to make one melee weapon attack to attack or to shove a creature. If you move at least 10 feet in a straight line, immediately before taking this bonus action, you either gain a +5 bonus to the attack damage roll if you choose to make a melee attack and hit, or push the target up to 10 feet away from you. If you choose to shove, and you succeed. Okay, so this would go really well with that other one we just talked about before. I think this is what I was talking about, because this is kind of the same ability that the what is it? The Minotaur has. Charger. So yeah, you're pushing the creature 5 feet away from you. You get a free disengage. You're moving back another 5 or 10 feet, and now you're running up and getting this attack again. I mean, you're dashing, but like, ooh, this automatic, wouldn't that move him 15 feet then if I chose to shove? Oh no, I have to hit him with a bludgeoning attack, don't I? So I have to hit them with a bludgeoning attack. So if I use a Warhammer that does bludgeoning damage, I get a +5 damage, +5 to the damage. And you're still adding your strength score, you're still adding the d8 for the weapon damage, or if you're dual wielding, or if you're not dual wielding, but you're two-hand wielding, that's a d10. So you can do 5, 10, that's 20 points of damage, theoretically speaking, with a bonus action. And you're moving him back 5 feet. But I guess you can't move back. Well, yeah, you could. You can move back on your turn and then run forward. Alrighty, so here's one that most people are probably going to be familiar with, and this is going to be Crossbow Expert. Thanks to extensive practice with crossbows, you gain the following benefits. You ignore the loading property of crossbows, which you are proficient. Okay, so if you're using a crossbow, normally it takes a full action to load. This allows you to reload as a free action. Being within 5 feet of a hostile creature doesn't impose disadvantage on your ranged attack rolls. That's one thing that a lot of people kind of ignore, is if a creature's within 5 feet of you or 5 feet from you, normally on a ranged attack you have disadvantage. So this allows you to fire basically point blank range without disadvantage. When you use the attack action, attack with one-handed weapon, you can use a bonus action to attack with a hand crossbow you are holding. So you can hold basically two crossbows, boom boom, firing 2 off at the same time. Or I guess this would also work if you had a pistol. I mean, it says you're attacking. You attack action, attack with a one-handed weapon. Oh, so you can go in with a short sword. You can go in with with a warhammer or a mace or anything that's one-handed, and then as a bonus action with your offhand, shoot with your crossbow. I didn't know that about this feat. That is actually pretty cool. Next one here, we have Defensive Duelist. Now this does require a dexterity score of 13 or higher. When you are wielding a finesse weapon, which you are proficient, and another creature hits you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction to add your proficiency bonus to your AC for that attack, potentially causing the... Oh my god. Why in the hell haven't I looked at this feat before? This is crazy.
This feat.
So you're getting anywhere from a +2 to a +6 to your AC just by wielding a finesse weapon. That is nuts. Okay.
And that's what? That's a reaction?
No.
Oh, that's just every time.
It is a reaction. You're right. I'm sorry.
Okay. So
right. I was about to say that is extremely broken if it's just, but no, it is a reaction. Once again, I need a better light in here. Well, I mean, yeah, if you're lower level campaign, I mean, again, we're looking at this, you know, because at level 4, unless you're doing variant human, is going to be your first ability score increase. And you get an ability score increase at level 4, level 8, level 12, basically every 4 levels. And you can either take a +2 to one ability, +1 to two abilities, or take a feat. Now, there are variant rules depending upon how you play. And we've done this in the past as well, where you still get the ability score increase, but you can also take a feat. Now, those are generally very high level or very high powered campaigns, and you're also playing two separate classes at the same time. So you're pairing, like I paired Warlock and Bard. And we're leveling both of those classes up at the same time. Now, it's fun. It is a lot of fun. However, it is very taxing on your DM. So unless you have somebody who's massively experienced, I highly recommend sticking to one class. And this is a terrific feat. All right, so the last one on this page here, and then we can get back to Tasha's, is Dual Wielder. You master fighting with two weapons, gaining the following benefits. You gain +1 bonus to AC while you're wielding a separate melee weapon in each hand. Okay, not bad. You use two-weapon fighting even when one-handed melee weapons you are wielding aren't light. Ooh, dual warhammers. I love the warhammer. Alrighty. You can draw or stow two one-handed weapons when you would normally be able to draw or stow only one. So yeah, when you're picturing the guy, you know, getting ready to go into combat, or like Deadpool pulls both of his katanas. You know, he's got the dual wielding feat. Alrighty, well that's it on that page. If we want to head back into Tasha's now.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, we have Fey Touched. Your exposure to the Feywild's magic has changed you, granting you the following benefits. Increase your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma score by 1 to a maximum of 20.
Okay.
You learn the Misty Step spell, and one first-level spell of your choice.
Oh, Misty Step is so good.
It is so incredibly useful. The first-level spell must be from the... That's, I think, my favorite part of this feat, is that you gain Misty Step for free. Because I can't say enough about this spell.
Where are you?
You can cast each of these spells without expending a spell slot. Once you cast either of these spells in this way, you can't cast that spell in this way again until you finish a long rest. You can also cast these spells using spell slots you have of the appropriate level. The spellcasting ability is the ability increased by this feat.
Goodbye.
Yeah, once again, I love this for Misty Step for free.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, let's move on to Fighting Initiate. There's a prerequisite. You have to be proficient with a martial weapon.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, what feat is this?
Fighting Initiate.
Oh, yeah.
Which I don't think I've actually ever read, so... Your martial training has helped you develop a particular style of fighting. As a result, you learn one fighting style option of your choice from the fighter class. If you already have a style, the one you choose must be different. Whenever you reach a level that grants the ability score improvement feature, you can replace this feat's fighting style with another one from the fighter class that you don't have.
Okay.
There are some really good fighting styles out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think personally, I'd rather take the one level dip into fighter.
Okay.
Just because I understand these are specialized abilities. All the fighting styles belong to the
Mhm.
fighter and paladin classes. But I don't think what they offer is good enough for a feat.
Oh, okay.
There's the archery ability, which gives you a +2 to attack with a bow. Which is good, but that's all it's granting you.
Well, don't you have like great weapon fighting, things of that nature, where you're...
There are
You
a
know.
few that are good. Great weapon fighting is a good one because you get to reroll 1s and 2s on your damage die.
If you hit a critical, you get to make another attack as a bonus action, or as a reaction, I think.
I've got some jobs ready
But that might be a feat. I don't know. I'm gonna double check with that. No, that's
On that
great
one,
weapon.
too.
That's great weapon mastery or something like that. It's a feat. We'll talk about it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just thinking because Little Pooper took it for one of his characters.
Fighting in this yet?
I forget exactly what it is. It was great weapon something. Might have been great weapon master if I think about it, which is different than great weapon fighting.
Yeah, they are different.
All right. Well, I mean, still, depending upon what your character build is.
You can really use this feat to tailor what you want in your character.
Mm-hmm.
There have been new reports of a cursed object nearby. This must be the reason that the ghost was summoned here. Take a look. You may be able to use it to your advantage.
Yeah, not that bad.
Again, it's situational. If
yeah.
you have a build in mind and you really don't want to dip into another class, or I really need to dip into this, but I don't want to spend the time it's going to take to dip into fighter. You know. And anyways, if you're going to dip into fighter, you're always going to go 2 levels anyways to get the whatchamacallit. You know what I'm talking about. Action surge. So this kind of allows you to get out of that trap. You're only really committing yourself to not do an ability score increase. Are you still with us? Uh-oh, I think we lost Mr. Faust. Ground control to Major Tom. Come in, Major Tom.
Testing.
Hey, there we go. Now you're back.
Oh, sorry about that. I have no idea what happened.
That's okay. That's all right. Could you hear me?
All right. Yeah, I could hear you.
Oh, okay. That's weird. Alright, so not a bad thing, but there are definitely better feats. Can both agree on that. And I think one of the next ones here.
What was that?
I was about to say, I think some of the ones that are coming up here are a little better, at least in my opinion.
So next up we have Gunner. You have a quick hand and keen eye when employing firearms, granting you the following benefits. Increase your dexterity score by 1 to a maximum of 20. You gain proficiency with firearms. You ignore the loading property of firearms.
Ooh.
Being within 5 feet of a hostile creature doesn't impose disadvantage on your ranged attack rolls. So it's very similar to Crossbow Expert.
But it's firearms.
Right.
Okay. Not a bad thing. Not everybody uses guns in D&D, but definitely something I was thinking about exploring here in my next character.
Well, that'd be cool. So next up we have Metamagic Adept. prerequisites are spellcasting or pact magic features.
Okay.
So you've learned how to exert your will on your spells to alter how they function. You learn 2 metamagic options of your choice from the sorcerer class. You can use only one metamagic option on a spell when you cast it, unless the option says otherwise. Whenever you reach a level that grants the ability score improvement feature, you can replace one of these metamagic options with another one from the sorcerer class. You gain 2 sorcery points to spend on metamagic.
Okay.
And these points are added to any sorcery points you have from another source. You regain all spent sorcery points when you finish a long rest.
Huh. All right, that's metamagic is huge. We kind of went over a little bit of that with the sorcerer. Definitely can be a very strong thing. No doubt about it. You know, you got things like Twin Spell. Extremely powerful. I mean, yeah, that's
you have
crazy.
Careful Spell.
Yeah, Careful Spell is always good. What is it? Transference or transmutation. You can change the damage type of the spell. That is crazy in of itself. So yeah, there's a lot of really good. Now, the thing that kind of stinks about it is you only get 2 sorcery points. Now, does it say anything about taking it multiple times? Do you get additional 2 at that point, so you can have 4? Oops, I think we lost Mr. Faust again.
Testing.
There we go.
Oh my gosh.
It's alright.
Yeah, I completely lost my train of thought.
So I was saying, can we whatchamacallit? Take this twice to gain another 2 whatchamacallit? Another 2 sorcery points.
It doesn't say that you can't.
Because there are some metamagics that require basically you use the amount of metamagic points as the spell level. I forget exactly what it is, but like Quicken spell, I think it is.
You might be right about that one.
I mean, there's a lot of really good like first level spells that you can do, even second level, but to be able to do up to a 4th level spell, I mean, Quicken a fireball. Casting fireball as a bonus action. How crazy would that be? How
That's pretty awesome.
Nuts would that be?
Fireball with a bonus action. Jesus.
You know, just kind of putting that out there. Oh. So yeah, a lot of good stuff there. So what's next on the list?
Next up, we have one of the weapon abilities I was talking about earlier. This one is called the Piercer.
Are you here? Are you friendly? How old are you? Where
You've
are
achieved
you?
a
Are
penetrating
you
precision in
Are you
combat,
friendly?
granting you the
How old are
following
you?
benefits.
Where are you?
Increase your
here?
strength or dexterity
Are
by
you
1
friendly?
to a
How
maximum
old
of
are you?
20.
Where are you?
Once per turn, when you hit a creature with an attack that deals piercing damage, you can re-roll one of the attack's damage dice, and you must use the new roll. Also, when you score a critical hit that deals piercing damage to a creature, you can roll 1 additional damage die when determining the extra piercing damage the target takes.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, that's not a bad thing.
Oh, I thought I lost you.
Oh, sorry. I set up a mute button for Discord, so I can use the spirit box and the Ouija board and stuff like that while you're talking, and I don't interrupt you. And I forgot to take it off. So I'm sitting here, like, thinking to myself and answering, and I'm like, oh, he's not talking to me.
No worries.
So.
I don't know, it's not bad. I just don't think it has the same utility as Crusher does.
True.
But doing an extra damage die on a critical hit is never a bad thing.
No.
At all.
No, and I mean, basically, yes, that's a barbarian trait.
And they don't get that until what level?
It's pretty high up there. I want to say I think that's like 7 or 8, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, so this feat's a little ahead of its time.
Yeah. Yeah, to be able to get something like that at low level. Ooh. Stack that with the barbarian.
Holy shit.
Right?
Wow.
Get a weapon that deals 3d6 damage, and you're now doing 3, 6, 9.
Damn.
Before you add in your strength modifier.
Damn.
What's that?
Alright. It's pretty good.
Not bad at all. Ooh-wee. We almost got our booty handed to us. Oh, still might. Oh, have to go check our sanity after that one.
You good?
Yeah. Just, the ghost got a little feisty.
Sure.
Yeah. I think we got a mining on our hands here. I didn't hear it. All right, where were we at? Now
We were
that
my
I can
favorite one.
Okay.
I love the flavor of this. I love the damage it does. I love everything about it. I wish someone would take it,
Okay.
but I'll just get on with it. It's called the Poisoner.
Oh, yeah. You get the Poisoner's Kit. Oh, all kinds of good stuff. Yeah, please, please. Talk
You
about
can
it.
prepare and deliver deadly poisons, granting you the following benefits. When you make a damage roll that deals poison damage, it ignores resistance to poison damage. You can apply poison to a weapon or piece of ammunition as a bonus action instead of an action. You gain proficiency with the Poisoner's Kit if you don't already have it. With 1 hour of work, using a Poisoner's Kit and expending 50 gold pieces worth of materials, you can create a number of doses of potent poison equal to your proficiency bonus. Once applied to a weapon or a piece of ammunition, the poison retains its potency for 1 minute or until you hit with the weapon or ammunition. When a creature takes damage from the coated weapon or ammunition, that creature must succeed on a DC 14 Constitution saving throw, or take 2d8 poison damage and become poisoned until the end of your next turn.
Ooh, that's fun. Yeah, and being poisoned is not fun in 5e. Let me just tell you.
Yeah,
Not
it's a
fun.
surprisingly potent ability. But I love the part in here that says you can apply it as a bonus action. Because there are so many poisons that can be purchased in 5e D&D.
Yes. Well, you create this stuff and then you can sell it.
Yes. It's pretty cool. Flavor-wise, I love it. In terms of damage output, I love it. It just makes you a better poisoner, and I always thought it would be cool to have a character that focused almost exclusively on different poisons in combat.
Okay. Yeah, I could definitely see how that would be fun. All right, what do we got next? Are you
Let's
there?
see here.
How old are you?
Ooh, we have Shadow Touched.
83. Do you like pom-poms?
Your exposure to the
Do you like peanut
Shadowfell's
butter?
magic has changed you, granting you the
Do
following
you like
benefits.
frozen pizza? Do you
Increase
like
your
me?
intelligence, wisdom, or charisma score by 1 to a maximum of
Are
20.
you dead? How long
You
you been
learn the
dead?
invisibility spell and one first level
Where
spell
are
of your
you?
choice. The first level spell must be from the illusion or necromancy schools of magic. You can cast each one of these spells without expending a spell slot. Once you cast either of these spells in this way, you can't cast the spell in this way again until you finish a long rest.
How old are you?
You can also cast these
Goodbye,
spells
goodbye.
using spell slots you have
Goodbye.
of the appropriate level.
Goodbye.
The spellcasting
Goodbye.
ability is the ability increased by this
Goodbye.
feat.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
So essentially the same as Fey Touched,
Okay.
just with invisibility instead of Misty Step. But for flavor, it is pretty cool. Invisibility, I see blending into shadows, things like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so next up we have Skill Expert. You've honed your proficiency with particular skills, granting you the following benefits. Increase one ability score of your choice by 1 to a maximum of 20. So with this, you can choose any ability score.
Nice.
You gain proficiency in one skill of your choice.
Welcome back.
Choose one skill in which you have proficiency. You gain expertise in that skill. The skill you choose must be one that isn't already benefiting from a feature such as expertise that doubles your proficiency bonus. Okay, that's what I was gonna ask about before I read it. But it does not stack with expertise.
No, but you can gain expertise. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, you
Yeah.
do gain expertise with that skill.
So, yeah, I mean, expertise is great. Then that
Oh, it's all
can
awesome.
apply to so many different things.
Yep.
Oh, my word. You know, using that, taking expertise in performance, along with the actor feat,
Ooh.
and you've just created a super spy.
Wow.
So at 4th level, you can have somebody who can imitate. Oh my word! Give them a ring of storing, or can a trick? Ooh, that's a is you know what? Let me look into something here. Does a trickster rogue get disguise self at 4th level? That is a good question.
I'd imagine they would.
I mean, disguise self is not a very high level spell. Rogue. So 4th level. Let's see here. Thief. Arcane Trickster, 4th level. They only have 1st level spells. However, at 8th level, they get 2nd level spells. So, let's see here. Disguise, A, B, C, D. Disguise self. Oh, it's a 1st level. So yeah,
Only a first level spell?
Yeah, disguise self is only a 1st level spell.
You can be a super spy by 4th level.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
You can
super spy,
imitate.
super spy.
Yeah. With expertise and performance. Or even better yet, if you're a bard, take expertise, because you're going to get expertise at what, level 6? I think it is, isn't it, with a bard? Or or is it off the bat they get a couple?
Off the bat, they get jack of all trades.
Well, even still, it's half your proficiency rounded down. Expertise
It's,
at 3rd level. So
oh,
yeah, at 4th level, you can have expertise in deception, expertise in performance. You can have expertise in, I guess, insight would be a good one to take, especially since insight isn't insight intelligence. Or is insight wisdom?
no, wait. Insight and perception, they're both wisdom. Okay, yeah, wisdom.
Oh, okay. So yeah. Use your insight to gain their mannerisms, deception, and whatchamacallit, acting or performance to act as the person, using disguise self to look like the person. And with the actor feat, you can mimic their voice, so you don't have to be a Kenku. Wow. That's pretty
And
crazy.
the insane thing is the number of classes this would work with.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
It would
to
work
gain-
with sorcerer, warlock, even a paladin. Could you imagine a paladin spy?
That's. I mean, just to gain even expertise in initiative, if your DM allows you.
It has to allow you. It's a skill check.
Yeah. So you're now doubling your. Oh God! Take the alert feat, which gives you a +5. You're now adding double your dexterity modifier. So 10, get a +15 to initiative if you're playing vanilla at 4th level. At 1st level. Or 4th, yeah, 4th level. I want to go first. Oh, I think we lost you again. Oh, there you are. You're like fading in and out. So that is crazy. All right, so you've done a page. Let me do a page now. Oops, I just smacked my microphone. Sorry about that. When did I close my book? I don't know, because I like to torture myself. That's why. Alright, so we've done Dual Wielder. Next page, Dungeon Delver. This is one I usually overlook. Alert to the hidden traps and secret doors found in many dungeons. You gain the following benefits. You have advantage on wisdom, perception, and intelligent investigation checks made to detect the presence of secret doors. Alright, so honestly, that would have came in handy in a lot of different campaigns that we played. You have advantage in all saving throws made to avoid or resist traps. Very nice. You have resistance to the damage dealt by traps. Oh. Wow. That's not even seen. So if it's a trap,
What?
you're automatically resistant to the damage dealt by traps.
Like all damage.
It says you have resistance to the damage dealt by traps.
Wow, that would be elemental damage too.
I mean, as written.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
know. I mean, okay. You can search for traps while traveling at a normal pace instead of only slow pace. Alright, if you use the movement mechanics, that's definitely something good. Here's another one that's usually overlooked. Although Dungeon Delver, actually, now that I actually read it and kind of analyze it a little bit, that's a it's a little bit of an OP. That's a little bit of an OP feat. Uh-oh, I think we lost you again. You're very faint. You sound like you're talking. You sound like you're talking through a pillow.
Oh, that's weird. Testing.
There you go. Now, much better. Alrighty.
The
So
hell?
next one, I have no idea. Next one here is durable. Hardy and resilient.
Oh.
You gain the following benefits. Increase your constitution score by 1 to a maximum of 20. When you roll your hit die to regain hit points, the minimum number of hit points you regain from the roll equals twice your Constitution modifier. Okay, so you can't roll anything less than your Constitution modifier, basically. Not bad. And that's just when you're using hit die.
Put this in like C tier
I mean,
because it's not mind blowing. It's not like I would definitely take it, but it still has its uses.
I guess a lot of it, I guess, really depends upon the party. You know, there's a lot of different ways to regain or get bonuses while you're taking a rest. We've already went over a couple of feats that already did it, such as cook, or what was it again? Chef, or what was the one where you get to cook things and you get additional D8?
The chef.
Yes. I think that would be a much better one. Because not only are you getting that, but you're also giving that to all of your allies. If you have a bard in the group, they're going to be doing their Song of Rest, which is going to give you an additional D6 to a D10 or even a D12. So, I mean, I guess if you're playing... If you don't have a bard in the group, or you don't have a cleric or somebody... But... I don't know. I mean, some people, maybe Constitution is a dump stat. Not that it ever really should be. Obviously, because your hit points and stuff are based on it. However, taking a 10 in Constitution is not necessarily the worst thing in the world if you're somebody who is not a frontline fighter. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking you're not gonna, I don't. Would this even really benefit a barbarian? Somebody with a D12 hit die. I mean, I don't know. This one's good. This one we've taken in the past. Elemental Adept. And the prerequisite is to be able to cast at least one spell. When you gain this feat, you choose one of the following damage types: acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder. So the elemental damages. Spells you cast ignore resistance to the damage of the chosen type. In addition, when you roll damage for a spell you cast that deals damage of that type, you can treat any one on the damage die as a 2. And you can select this feature multiple times. Each time you do so, you must choose a different damage type. Not bad. Now, I know a lot of people play this also. That if the creature is immune to the damage type, they are now resistant. And if they're resistant, now they're just, it's regular, regular damage, obviously, because that's what's said in the spell. I think we've kind of played it both ways in our campaigns. If I remember correctly in the past. We've had creatures that were immune to a certain damage type, and no, they're immune, it doesn't count, which I could understand. And then we've also played it where, okay, well, they're immune, but because of the feat, now they're resistant. Because you are kind of changing what type of fire or what type of lightning that you're casting. That's kind of how I see it. Instead of a fireball, it's now going to be hellfire. You get what I mean? It's yeah. You're changing that element. You're changing. I don't want to say changing the damage type, but you're changing the spell in such a way that you can do damage to creatures that are resistant. Be careful doing so, because that's a great way to piss somebody off. Mainly your DM. Um,
There's nothing that can beat silvery barbs.
um,
Except counterspell.
Counterspell. Knock. I know you're a huge fan of knock.
Hate that spell.
And then the first chance you get to take it, you take it and use it.
I've never done it before. I had to.
Oh. I don't know if I sat there slack-jawed looking at you, but
A little bit, yeah.
I kind of wanted to. Like, did he just really do that? The one spell he's banned in his entire campaigns throughout the last 5 or 6 years.
Had to do it for a while. It was my turn.
Oh, classic moment. And then you forgot that it brings out a loud knocking sound for 300 feet.
Far.
Alerting the guards and everybody else within 300 feet that we are breaking out of prison. Oh. The things that have happened in this campaign are unlike any other campaign that we have played in the past. Good and bad.
How do you mean?
This has just this campaign has been, I don't mean this in a negative way at all. It has been a roller coaster. You know, it is, we're up, we're down, we're up, we're down. We've lost four characters this campaign. I mean, sure, 2 of those was the direct result of another player character. Rip Mittens and but like that last campaign we lost 2 people, or last battle we lost 2 people, and that just doesn't happen. I mean, I don't mean this in a negative way. It's great, and I hope everybody enjoys their new characters. I know Little Pooper is extremely thrilled to be playing a Path of the Giants barbarian again.
Yeah.
Like, he is, I don't know if he's been talking to you at all, but like, he hasn't shut up about it. He's like, I'm going to throw somebody into a tree. I'm going to throw them up in the air. I'm going to throw them off a bridge. I'm like, you realize we were never going to be fighting on a bridge again.
God. Nope. Not a thing in my adventures.
Alright, so next thing we have here is Grappler. Prerequisite strength of 13 or higher. You develop the skill necessary to hold your own in close quarter grappling. You gain the following benefits. You have advantage on attack rolls against a creature you are grappling. You can use your action to try and pin, or to try to pin a creature grappled by you. To do so, make another grapple check. If you succeed and the creatures are both restrained, and you and the creature are both restrained until the grapple ends. Okay, so you grapple somebody, and then you take him to the ground. Now that creature is prone, and they are grappled. They basically can't make dexterity saves. Any melee attacks against them automatically are at advantage. Absolutely crazy. And you have advantage on attack rolls against a creature you are grappling. Crazy. Oof. Oh, geez. Oh, what is that spell? Alter Self? Where you gain natural weapons? Is that the spell I'm thinking of? You gain claws or teeth or a tail, and you can attack with that. Can you imagine growing like large canines and biting somebody while you have them grappled at advantage? And I believe that does a d6 plus your strength modifier and damage.
Wow. Okay. See that. Damn, that's pretty good.
Alrighty. Oh, this is what I was talking about earlier. Great Weapon Master. When you learn to put the weight of a weapon to your advantage, letting its momentum empower your strike to gain the following benefits. On your turn, when you score a critical hit with a melee weapon or reduce a creature to 0 hit points with... Oh, with a melee weapon or reduce the creature to 0 hit points with one. The way that's written is just weird. You can make one melee weapon attack as a bonus action. Before you make a melee attack with a heavy weapon that you're proficient with, you choose to take a -5 penalty to the attack roll. If the attacks hit, you add +10 to the weapon damage, to the attack damage. That is awesome. So if you have one of Little Pooper's famous barbarians that has a +20 to hit, I'm going to go ahead and take that -5 to get a +10 on my damage. Does a 37 hit? Yes. Yes, it does. Plus the critical, plus the extra attack is a bonus action. You know, you have a barbarian, you're attacking twice as your action, you hit a critical, now you got a third attack. That is crazy. And no, you can't critical a second time and then roll another one, because it does take your bonus action. So you can't critical forever, which is a shame. I say if you crit, you should be able to hit again, but I understand why that would be OP. Another one is really good, and I'm actually thinking about taking this one from my character, is Healer. You are an able physician, allowing you to mend wounds quickly and get your allies back in the fight. You gain the following benefits. When you use a healer's kit to stabilize a dying creature, the creature also gains 1 hit point. As an action, you can spend 1 use of a healer's kit to tend to a creature, restores 1d6 plus 4 hit points to it, plus additional hit points equal to the creature's maximum number of hit die. The creature can't regain hit points from the feat again until it finishes a short or long rest. So this isn't bad. You know, you take a healer's kit, you go to stabilize, and now instead of them just being stabilized, they're back up with 1 hit point.
Just as effective with 1 hit point as you are with full hit points.
Yep. Yep, and then as an action, they can restore 1d6 plus 4. Or... And then they also regain, you know, you're level 8, you're regaining additional, I guess since you have 8 hit die, you're regaining an additional 8 points. Is that, I mean, is that kind of what that means there? It's kind of weird it's not based on level instead of hit die. Alrighty. Next here we have heavily armored. Prerequisite proficiency with medium armor. So this is nice. If you have, rogues are proficient with medium armor. I believe bards possibly proficient with medium armor. They can gain heavy armor. So they can start wearing plate, they can start wearing chainmail. I could see this for like a collet or a hexblade or something like that, where they want a little extra AC, but The Hexblades have their own way of adding AC. I mean, a 28 for AC is kind of hard to hit sometimes, isn't it? Dang it, hey you. Or stop that. Yeah, we played, Little Pooper and I played brothers, Kenku brother Bard Warlocks. His name was Hey You, my name was Stop That. And they were every bit as trouble as you would think they were. To audition, this is our Spelljammer campaign. To audition to get onto the boat, our interview for the boat consisted of me accidentally spilling wine or whatever our captain was drinking and pretending to pat him dry while robbing him blind, while making sleight of hand checks to basically steal everything out of his pockets. And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for that meddling barmaid. Yeah. But yeah, no, this is it's a good feat, especially if it was specific. But anyways, so you have trained to master the use of heavy armor. You gain the following benefits: increase your strength score by 1 to a maximum of 20, and you gain proficiency with heavy armor. Okay. Next one here is heavy armor master. Again, you need to have proficiency with heavy armor. You can use your armor to deflect strikes that would kill others. You gain the following benefits: increase your strength score by 1 to a maximum of 20. While you are wearing heavy armor, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage that you take from non-magical weapons are reduced by 3. Not bad. I could see a fighter or even a paladin kind of taking that. At lower levels, that'd be kind of handy. Inspiring leader. This is kind of, again, this is situational, but I think it could be a good thing. Prerequisite is your charisma needs to be a 13 or higher. You spend 10 minutes inspiring your companions, shoring up their resolve to fight. When you do so, choose up to 6 friendly creatures, which you can include yourself, within 30 feet of you, who can see and hear you, who can understand you. Each creature can gain temporary hit points equal to your level plus your charisma modifier. A creature can't gain temporary hit points from this feat again until you've finished a short or long rest. So, not bad. This would be fun. Combine this with Bard Song Arrest. I think we lost Mr. Fausti. Oh, there we go. He's back. Let's see here. You know what? We're getting low on time, so I'm going to hit up a couple. I'm going to hit up just a couple real fast. Some that I think are absolutely necessary for classes like Cleric. Even in some aspects, like Druids, things of that nature. Mostly Clerics, because I always imagine Clerics using a shield. You're using some type of sword or a warhammer, or, you got things in your hands, and you need a hand free to cast a spell. One way to get around that is with a really good feat called Warcaster. So, prerequisite: the ability to cast one spell. You have practiced casting spells in the midst of combat, learning the technique that gains you the following benefits. You have advantage on Constitution saving throws you may make to maintain your concentration on spells when you take damage. That is huge, to be able to maintain concentration on your spells. There are a ton of spells that require concentration. Druids get all their summoning spells, summoning wild spirits, elementals, demons, devils, things of that nature, where you're trying to maintain concentration. And if you have somebody who's beaten on you, or you happen to take splash damage for an area effect, having advantage on that roll is huge. You're not taking my methods away from me because you decided to cast Fireball. You can perform somatic components of spells even when your weapons or shields are in use in both hands. So yeah, you don't really need to, like I said, with magic, you wiggle your fingers, you're moving your hands. Think of Doctor Strange when he's casting his spells. With this feat, you don't really need to do that, or you can do it with things in your hands. It's mainly a sword, a warhammer, a shield, things of that nature. When a hostile creature's movement provokes an opportunity attack from you, you can use your reaction to cast a spell at the creature rather than making an opportunity attack. The spell must have a casting time of 1 action and must target only that creature. That is huge because normally with an opportunity attack, it's only a melee attack. You can't cast the spell. You have to have the Warcaster feat in order to cast the spell on an opportunity attack. And there's lots of really good spells for that. Hold Person is a great one. Banishment. Could you do Grasping Hand with Bigsby Hand? I guess it has to target that creature. So, yeah, you couldn't do like Bigsby Hand. But Guiding Bolt. You hit creature with Guiding Bolt. You hit. You're not doing a ton of damage because it's only a D8. However, the Barbarian that's also standing right there is going to get advantage on that roll now. And hopefully he criticals. Because if he criticals, he's going to get his bonus action attack. Because hopefully he has Great Weapon Master. So yeah, that is absolutely something you need. Shield Master is another one. You use it for protection, you use it for attack. When you take the attack action on your turn, you can use a bonus action to try to shove a creature within 5 feet of you with your shield. That is huge. You can knock somebody prone with it. You can knock them, I believe it's 5 feet. So, yeah, great. If you aren't incapacitated, you can add your shield's AC bonus to any dexterity saving throw you make against a spell or other harmful effect that targets only you. Adding your shield's AC to that is nice. I mean, you're getting a minimum +2. Hopefully you're picking up a +2, +3 shield, later on in the campaigns to get that +5. You're subject to an effect that allows you to make a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage. You can use your action to take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw, imposing your shield between you and the source of the effect. Fireball, Dragon's Breath, things of that nature. You're dodging out of the way, you make the save, and instead of taking half damage, you're taking no damage. Absolutely wonderful, but you need to be wielding a shield for this. But yeah, that would be, I would say, 2 of the major feats there that would fit almost any class, especially Warcaster, to maintain concentration or get advantage on those concentration checks, which is a Constitution save. Absolutely fantastic. So, as far as you, Mr. Faust, what are, since we only have 1 minute here, any feats that you would say would be very highly recommended?
I really like the concept of a fighter archer. I've always loved the concept of letting loose 15 attacks, if possible, in a single turn.
Oh.
And because of that, I like the feat that's very similar to the melee feat where you gain +10 to damage by losing 5 to hit.
Okay.
They have this feat for archers as well.
Yes, that's the one that one of our party members is currently using, and she deals a ton of damage.
Insanely high to hit.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, all right. Well, I know you need to get going. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Faust.
problem. It's always a blast.
So hopefully I'm not on call next week. Woohoo! So hopefully I'm going to be on time. I apologize for being late tonight. Hey, thanks again, Mr. Faust. Really enjoyed tonight. I know our chat kind of said hello and kind of left on us, but that's all right. A lot of people were watching these after the fact, and we do love each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to hit that like button and let us know down below what you want us to go over next time, and we will do that. So until next week, you have a great evening, Mr. Faust. Alrighty, sounds like he's already gone. Yep. Alright. Well, that was D&D 5e feats. There are a ton of feats. I highly recommend going to the wiki and checking it out. And that. So let's see here. We got through Tanglewood, Edgefield, Ridgeview. Wow, we only did those 3 maps. That's all right. I am looking forward to this week's challenge. Slow and steady. The ghost may be slow, but it's angry. Keep on your toes. And it's on Camp Woodwind. So that's going to be interesting. Look for that Thursday morning. We're going to take care of that. And then, of course, we have our normal live stream Thursday evening. And I always have a lot of fun playing with you guys. Hopefully you can join us. And, yeah, I'm going to call the cast here. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the stream, please go ahead and give it a like. Don't forget to comment down below. What do you want us to cover next week? We're up for a lot of ideas. If there's any subclasses or anything we haven't gone over that you really want to know more about, please let us know. We're taking suggestions. And, you know, even if you want us to talk about something other than D&D, we can do a lot of different things. But anyways, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please go ahead and do so now. And if you already have, then thank you guys. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. But I need you to do 3 little things for me. I need you to tell your neighbors, tell your friends, and shout it from the rooftops. Like, comment, and subscribe to Blast 338. Have a great time, and we'll see you at the next live stream. Peace.